Absol has the difficulty expert and is a melee speedster using the normal attack type damage with 3.5 stars in offense and 4 in mobility. So you see, like a real speedster should be. The progression is quite easy because we're starting out as Absol and finishing as Absol from level 1 to 15. And let's have a look now at the moves. From level 1 to 3 we have the choice between Feint and Slash. Feint lets us dash in an arc and we attack enemy Pokemon, and the cool thing here is that we're ignoring defense and shield effects stats, so we have more damage available even if enemies, for example, have any shields up when scoring or anything, so that's really cool. And the other move is Slash, where we just simply slash with our claws with increasing critical hit rate. So you see there is a pattern with Absol which will follow through the whole moveset. When starting out as Absol I like to take Slash because both moves are okay, and in this case I like to take this one because it's a good damage boost from the beginning. And you see the damage is very good, and in most cases the critical hit rate is also shown how it can be effective and it can strike multiple enemies at once. The second ability is Feint, and you see there is the arc when using it, so we're jumping there, striking multiple enemies when getting to the point and having some mobility which can help us in the beginning to have some good movements and some good tactics to dismantle our enemy or the wild Pokemon in the area very quick, again with the increased critical hit rate. Level 5 gets us the next two moves that are either Night Slash or Pursuit. And again here we attack in an outward arc and we're dealing damage to the enemy Pokemon. And the most important thing is here, if the first move hits, we are getting a second hit. In this case, we are dashing straight ahead. We are not only dealing damage to the enemy Pokemon, but also increasing our critical hit rate again. And the lower the amount of the enemy's HP is, the more critical hit rate we get. So you see, everything is based around this stat, and Absol is a wonder when it comes to this critical hits. And at level 11, we are getting Night Slash Plus, which gives us the ability to restore HP when we use this move again, so with the second hit. Like Night Slash, Pursuit is also in Dash, where we jump into the location of the enemy Pokemon and where the next basic attack will be charged at the enemy. When we hit with this attack, not only the damage is increased, but also the move's cooldown is again reduced. Pursuit Plus is unlocked at level 11, which increases our movement speed when using Pursuit. The first ability we get at level 5 is Night Slash, and again we have an arc, and you see when hitting we get the second move and it's straightforward, dashing through the enemies, and combined with those huge critical hit rates, those huge damage boosts, we can deal very good damage with it. Again, there it is, the Apam, we're striking it, we have the second move, so we're getting 2 hits, and you see the move damage is very high at the substitute doll at the top, so this is a very good possibility. And of course we also can jump around obstacles and again use it for more mobility and even striking this Corphish when the range was almost out of it. So you see it's very good, and Absol has the possibility to strike really hard when used correctly. The other choice at level 5 is Pursuit, and you see the range is quite good, and when using it against this Apam we are getting behind it, and you see now that there is this cone where the move or the effect of Pursuit can take place. So again, let's jump behind it, and if we could get behind the enemy Pokemon, we would get this additional hit and this additional damage, of course, and the reduced cooldown when hitting. So let's try it again. There the Apam is, it's moving, and now we have the chance. We've hit it, and you see that the cooldown is back at the top. So 1 time more. There are the combis, and we have so much possibilities to hit, and the cooldown is almost back again. To the practice partner, I'm so sorry you don't stand a chance, and now I have hit the wrong button, but you see the damage is good and it helps you when playing tactically and giving you more possibilities with Absol. With level 7 we get the next set of moves, Psycho Cut and Sucker Punch. With our psychic powers we are not only decreasing the movement speed of our enemy Pokemon for a short time when we're hitting with this move, but also increasing the basic attack damage which we're dealing against the affected enemy for up to 3 attacks after the move hits. The upgrade is on level 13 to Psycho Cut Plus, which also increases our movement speed for a short time when we're getting close to the enemy Pokemon. So not only we're reducing its speed, but we're getting more movement speed when we're in the close area of the enemy. Sucker Punch plays also with the movement speed decrease, but in this case not only for the enemy but also for us when locking one enemy with Sucker Punch used. After a quick time, we're charging to the enemy Pokemon, but when we receive damage or we attacking before we can charge it fully, we attack immediately and shoving the opposing Pokemon away. On level 13, we're getting Sucker Punch Plus, which increases the basic attack speed for a short time after this move hits. At level 7, the second set and the first attack is Psycho Cut. You see, Psycho Cut has a very good range, and when hitting this Apam, we're not only slowing it down, but also getting those marks above its head where the next 3 attacks are increased in damage. So all those bees get those 3 marks, and you see, when fighting, we can really be putting out those high damage numbers with Absol, which helps us to strike down enemy groups or wild enemies to level up even further, combined with a very good range. Here you can see it again against the Substitute Doll, or of course against this Apam. The strike is 265, it's not that high, but the additional damage with the basic attack, you've seen 3 hits there every attack, is very good and can help you with big group fights or big groups of farm. And the other move at level 7 is Sucker Punch. So you see there we are combined, we are jumping there, and after a short time we're getting to it and hitting the enemy from behind. And if we would get damage before this move could hit, we are almost jumping right there and shoving the enemy Pokemon. So this can, let's try it again with this Corpfish, it's hitting us and there's the combination. And we didn't get hit because it's a little bit too quick. So again, wait for the Corpfish, jump there. And no, the Corpfish didn't want to attack us anymore. But with the combis it could be possible, so let's wait. There it is. And yes, you see, we've been hit, so we're jumping to the enemy. And then let's combine it with Pursuit so we don't get damaged by these bees too much. And you see that there is the immediate jump there with the shoving. So it's also an ability where we're not only hindering our enemies, but getting the additional damage and getting from behind, which can help us with the other moveset as well. What I like to use, mostly I take Pursuit with me and Sucker Punch because I like the ability to hindrance the enemy. But you see that the other abilities are strong as well, so I recommend you trying it out which combination is the best one, because with the right items you can really have a good build and fight with Absol to make good strong damage. And on level 9 we're getting the Unite move Midnight Slash, which is almost a pure damage ability with an AoE area of effect range. We are slashing in a flurry of slashes in front of us, and we're ending this move by unleashing a powerful blade of energy, which deals increased damage to enemy Pokemon, and of course we're also shoving them. So you see a big damage boost for the final hits to close the battle for our side. And at level 9 it's time for the Unite move, and you see the range and the hitting area is very big, and now we're gonna see a look at this Apam, how it deals. There are the slashes, and you see big numbers, huge hits, and this is very effective when striking down enemies in a group or when fighting in big fights, having those additional damage boosts. And of course the critical hit rate is here a very important factor as well. So the item choice we've had in the held item section is very important when you want to be the real glass cannon build with Absol. So I can just recommend trying it out and having some fun. Of course, we also have a passive ability. In this case, it's Super Luck, which is very easily described because it increases our Pokemon's critical hit rate. So yeah, it plays again well with the moveset overall. And the basic attack becomes boosted with every 3rd attack, which deals damage to the enemy Pokemon, and it's also decreasing the defense when it hits. When this boosted attack only hits a single enemy Pokemon, it as well deals increased damage, so you see it's everything about those high damage numbers with Absol. What do we choose for battle items? Of course, one very good option is eject button. We're getting additional dashes to get into combat or out of combat, or into situations or out of pesky situations. But speedsters feel also very good in the jungle, so if you want to clear it out quicker, or for example also jungle in the enemy territory, Fluffy Tail is also a good option, because we're not only leaving the enemy Pokemon unable to act, but also increasing the damage dealt to those. And that can be very helpful when we're getting to the other jungle side or getting the other wild Pokemon from the enemy team. Another option you could take is X Attack, because we're increasing the attack and special attack stat for a certain time, and this combined with the critical hit rate which some moves give us or some increased rate we're getting from that will help us to deal even more damage. So you see, you have quite some possibilities when fighting with Absol to choose your attack. And when we talk about the battle items, I'm also talking about the question of the day. And today, my dear friends, I want to know from you, what's your favorite dark type Pokemon? Write it down in the comments, let me know, I want to see which one is your favorite. And after this moves, nobody will suspect anything other than my choice of items. The first one, of course, is Scope Lens, because it increases the critical hit rate again, depending on the level of the item, and also the critical hit damage, which plays very well into the moveset of Absol. The second item is Muscle Band. When a basic attack hits, the damage is increased based on a certain percentage of the enemy opposing Pokemon's remaining HP. This value is also based on the level of the item, and we're getting a flat attack stat increase and also a huge increase of the basic attack speed, which helps us to get more critical hits, to get more damage, and to wreak more havoc with Absol on the fight. And the third item, which I always like to take, is Body Barrier. Not only the HP boost is very nice at the beginning, but every time we use a Unite move, we are getting a shield based on a certain percentage of our HP, and also the teammate with the lowest amount of HP gets one too. So when used correctly in big team fights or when fighting about important objectives, this can really turn fights, and that's why I like to take it with me, to have this extra survivability, and because most of the other people, especially in ranked and higher ranks, take this as well. OUC Absol is about those critical hits, fast striking moves, and the big damage numbers. In the next few scenes, I'm going to show you how I've been fighting with Absol, what I've been looking for, and how I used it most effectively. Have fun and let's have a look. When you get the chance to jungle as Absol, you gonna see how big those damage increase at the beginning can be. Those Ghastly doesn't stand a chance, those bees as well, and there is Slowbro. We're trying to get it down, and you see it's behind the goal, and normally 3v1 should be possible. I'm trying to get there with Night Slash, with Slash again. It's almost down, but then I decide to get those points to secure this situation. And again, with the other moveset, with Pursuit, we have two enemies there. We are trying to strike both of them down. We get the Lucario, and there is Scorbunny. And with those big, huge hit, you've seen 1,500 health points, got away, and then I jumped into it, and then I knew, okay, now it's time to score, and we won this early fight. Here you're gonna see how devastating the Unite move of Absol can be. There's so many enemies, we're striking them down with Sucker Punch and Pursuit, then the Unite move hits, and we almost got Lucario there, but Talonflame is fighting back with its Unite move, and it's a close fight, but we can get it down with the 2000 crit, and this is just amazing when using this build. And you can see how much single damage we can do as Absol in the middle game. Here is Slowbro, we're trying it with Night Slash, with Psycho Cut, getting those additional hits, and you see it got 2/3 of his health down. Then we're getting into the big team fight with our teammates again, with the Unite move striking down one of the enemies, and the 15 points, getting into the goal, getting the goal away, and we're also trying to get Greninja there, but it gets away, and we're trying to secure the situation not to get hit. Here again you see how much single crit damage Absol can do in the right conditions. We got Rotom, and there is Talonflame, it doesn't stand a chance, gets crit down, and Garchomp as well. With all the enemies, they're going down one by one. And there's Lucario, we're trying to hit it, it's a big fight, 1.5k, and we didn't quite make it, but it was quite a huge damage output we had as Absol. And here you can see how much mobility we have with Absol when fighting against enemies. Gardevoir got the 50 points down, which is quite a pity. But again, there's the Unite move, Talonflame is away, and Gardevoir doesn't have any mobility whatsoever, trying to get with Psyshock, but this big crits, dealing the situation and winning it for us. You see, Absol is a very capable speedster with the ability to deal a huge amount of damage with critical hit rate and combined with its moveset. I hope you could learn something helpful from this video. I'd be very glad if you could become part of the Pokemon Unite community and the Nintendo game community as well on this channel. I would really love when you hit this like button and the subscription so you can be part of everything. Thanks for it. I hope you had your time. My name's Kay and see you soon.